Hi there. Good evening. It's Sunday night. Um, I don't know what day it is. It's the second Sunday in January after this super crazy week. And I've been thinking about a few things and catching up on current events. And I keep having a number of teachings come up for me in my heart and in my conversations. And so I wanted to share a memory that I had recently that keeps playing over in my head. Some time ago, a few years ago, I was practicing some martial Tai Chi Chuan techniques with my medical Qigong teacher, and we were kind of facing off to each other, and I was really losing. I was getting thrown around the room and pretty much losing every match. And it was much fun. I love this stuff. It was so cool. And in the course of working with this teacher, I was learning how important it is to be rooted, to be grounded in your space, and knowing where you stand and being able to be present. And I had gotten that, and I was working with it. That was, we're always a work in progress. And so I'm getting thrown around the room, and I said, so why do I have to do this again? Like, why am I learning this? Because I would usually be pretty sore the next day. And I'm like, why do I have to do this? And he goes, because I do healing work for a living and work with people to empower them to be facilitators of their own healing. And so why do I have to do this? This work that gets me all beat up? Because I did get the rooted part. Tai Chi Chuan really teaches you to be rooted, to be anchored to the ocean floor as the currents move you around. This stuff is always going to happen. And so he said, well, he learned this from one of his first teachers, that the main focus of a warrior with integrity is to not let that opponent kill them, to not get killed by their opponent. That is the main focus of the warrior who has integrity. And I said, okay. He said, that means that you may even kill that opponent in the process of making sure that they don't kill you. And the reason you don't let them kill you is that it would not be good for their soul. So what you are actually doing is a very kind thing, not to let them kill you, because it would not be good for their soul. That was the teaching. So I've been thinking a lot about that. I think about this lesson, quite often, because sometimes we do need to bring a warrior energy to things, the energy of activism, even, to get something done. It matters how we are in our hearts when we do this. And especially in the light of the things that have been going on in the country. Well, I mean, it's been pretty intense this year, this week, all of that. And what I wanted to invite everyone who might listen to this is to check in with what it is you're bringing as you're expressing your point of view. Why are you expressing your point of view? How are you in your heart as you do this? It matters. It matters because there could be a tremendous cost to you, to your physical body, to your emotional body, coming from a place of this fight, this activism energy. When you are coming from a place of that other person is wrong, that other person is evil, and they must be stopped. I must stand up for this. Yes, we do need to do that sometimes. And what is the greater focus that you're aiming for here? Ultimately, is it broad-hearted? Is it kind? Is it of elevating all humans? Is it about connecting to all humans and believing that expanding the belief that we are all worthy of happiness? We all have that choice, We all have the choice of how we live our lives. Not everybody on this planet will make a choice towards open-heartedness, to kindness. And that's okay. It's their path. However, if I'm talking about the folks that I support, I know that it helps them heal. It helps them access their own healing, to be able to find those places where there is a lot of this, and to see if it can be shifted into somewhere else, something lighter, something with less attachment to the outcome. So probably, I'm guessing that some of what I'm saying is making sense. Some of what I'm to you, some of it may not be making any sense, and some of it may be pissing you off. And in fact, I'm sharing this usually I just talk to my private groups or my clients in this way, but I'm actually sharing on my own personal page this evening. Because I realize that no matter where we stand, either on the issues that are of this week or issues that, come up next week, it's worthwhile to look at what you are doing, either with the words that you say or the words that are in your head, or where you're getting your information from. And does it have a flavor of uniting or dividing? And I know across the spectrum, it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, that what I just said is quite aggravating probably to hear. Maybe it even sounds like I'm pandering, or that I don't really get the issues. I get the issues, and they are the issues that are of today. And what I know is that if you can build up the warrior with integrity, the warrior who will not let that opponent kill them because it's not good for their soul. If somewhere out there this lands with you in a way that you can see or be challenged to step into that space for just a little bit. So looking at the words you're using, are you looking at, are your words of attacking? Who's wrong? Why, how terrible they are, what they're taking away our rights. They're doing that. Okay, you have that point of view. That's an interesting point of view. I have this point of view. I don't like this set of stuff. You don't like that set of stuff. So that is what it is. And in the end, what does it take to shift, to be more in harmony? You can only control your own self. If the words that you're using, though, are about tearing somebody else down, they're pointing out where somebody else is misguided, or you believe other people to be misguided, instead of coming from a place of leadership, a place of the higher road, it may not be doing that much good. Are you tolerating behavior that incites others to turn against people who do not agree with their point of view? I get that there's a time and a place for that, to take a stand. And I certainly take stands in my own life. I'm also very clear about what the vision is that I have, and what is your vision? Is it broad-hearted, or is it about winning? Is it about making everyone agree with you because you are right? Maybe you are. Maybe you are. And how is your heart as you go about making sure the opponent doesn't kill you? Is it because that's not good for him, or is it because you actually want to do what's best for you? Sure we do. This is Eastern thought, so I get that it's also Christian, actually. It's quite Christian. Let's see. The other thing that I wanted to note is that there's this fundamental idea. There's several fundamental ideas in energy, or in creating your experience. And that is very simply that what you appreciate appreciates. So focus on what you want. When you focus a lot on what you do not want, you actually pull that closer to you, just in the same way that when you appreciate something it seems to appreciate, you see more of it. So as you are so busy, like either trying to keep something out of your experience and putting up a wall to it, by putting all that experience, all that attention on trying to ward it off or break it down or make it wrong, you get more of it. You hold more of it closer to yourself. So what is it that you truly desire to have in your life? How do you want to respond to the things that are happening? So I have these things that I'm sharing. I have, loosely pulled together over the last few days. I apologize if my delivery has not been that clear. It's late. It's getting to be my bedtime on Sunday night. But anyhow, I invite you to be that warrior with integrity as we move through the next few weeks, the next few years, the rest of our lives. And choose an open-hearted vision for what you take your stand for. If that stand is costing you in your physical body, in your heart, in your relationships, in a way that doesn't feel lighter. I understand sometimes we have people that we no longer have in our lives anymore. We have to make that decision. But how do you do that? She's dead to me. Or I appreciate that I've had this person in my life and now we're going separate ways and it just is what it is. So use your energy to focus on what it is that you want more of. Hi, Valerie. What do you want more of instead of so much energy on what is wrong, what you do not want? Yes, and I look forward to hearing your comments about these things, and if I can be more clear, I certainly will. So, the warrior with integrity makes sure that that opponent does not kill them, because that would be bad for them. Thanks for listening. Take care.